Thanks, Jane. And thanks to the JMM team. This is my second JMM event and they're always fantastic. So I've got 10 minutes, but if you want me to keep going, just chant more, okay? All right, so I'm the MD of PAM Asia Metals and we're focused on low-cost projects. But I want to start, before I get into how good we are, talk a little bit about North Star. And I was having a look at that company and Bill Beament the other day, and in 2009, North Star had a market cap of $2 million. And in 2010, before they bought the Paulsens project, a gold project, they had a market cap of $5 million. And then by the end of 2010, they had a market cap of 120, and now they've got a market cap of around 17 billion. Now, the reason I bring this up is Bill Beament and his team had a philosophy, and the philosophy was to discover or mine and explore for projects which will generate cash flow. Now, after the last couple of years, I've been looking at what we've been doing and the whole market's been doing, and that's what we want to be doing. We've been focused on low-cost assets, but we want assets which can generate a cash flow reasonably fast, whether that's through a JV partner coming in and funding the asset, or whether we can do some early-stage mining to bring in cash flow. So that's our focus. PAM Asia Metals has a market cap of around 10 mil now. Like the rest of the market, most of the team, including myself, are on sedatives. We're very depressed about where we are and how much the market unloves us. But we're a really good company. And the reason is that we have several good projects. We started in Thailand with a lithium project. Our focus there was low cost. But in this market, even though UBS just said today that CATL is closing down some of its lithium producing operations or mining operations in China, and we should get a little bit of a bump in the lithium price, it's still low and hard rock's going to be hard for a little while. So last year, we made moves to bring into our asset portfolio the Tama Atacama project in Chile. This is one of the largest early-stage lithium brine exploration projects in South America. It's the only project 75 kilometres from two ports, one being one of the largest salt export ports in Chile, and it's 75 kilometres from Iquique, a town of 200,000 people, and a lot of mine workers. There's mining all around us. What we like about this project is every bit of infrastructure you could ever want and some more is around us, and we're in a mining area with a lot of history. So when I drive through there, it's like driving through the scene of Mad Max. There's just mines everywhere, etc. They should have filmed the film there. So in that project on the salars, we've got assays up to 2200 ppm Li, so that's super high. We've got to run geophysics and first drilling, which we'll do early next year, I expect, in this market. And then we should get some strong interest from the OEM. So right now, Inami, a big Chilean state-owned enterprise, is looking to joint venture one of its salars, and they're talking to BYD, Rio Tinto, Eramet, SK POSCO, and so on. Big lineup of companies. There's 6 in the shortlist, and 5 of those companies won't have anywhere to go. So we want to talk to them at some point in the future. So this is our project number 2. And we see a lot of opportunity in lithium brines, even in this current lithium market with the price so low. Brine projects are killing it. They're making a lot of money. Keep in mind, before the lithium boom started in late 2015, lithium was around $7,000 or $8,000 a tonne and even lower. So lower than where it is, and they were making money. So that's the Tama Atacama project. What I really want to focus on today too, as well, is the Rosario copper project, which we announced about 1 month ago. We'd been looking at it for over a year in Chile. It's in the central Chilean copper belt. It's got about 25 square kilometres, and the average grade, 90 rock chips and channels, the average grade of 80% of those, 72 on 89, is about 2.13%, with a 0.1% cutoff, and the grades go up to 5%. The copper is sticking out of the ground and it's oxide. We're 10 kilometres north of the El Salvador mine. We're south of Escondida, and it's a Manto-style project. So if you know Capstone Copper, their Mantis Blancos project, which is nearby, absolutely pumps it. It produces good margins, easy mining. They're through the oxide zone now, but they've been mining that for a long, long time. So where we're at, and I talked about cash flow and North Star in the early days of their life. Where we're at with Rosario is we're going to conduct geophysics later this month. That'll be the precursor to first modern exploration in this area ever, even though it's 10 kilometres north of El Salvador. That mine's been operating since 1959. And there's potential to actually dig and truck basic oxide ore, which is grading sort of somewhere between 1% and 2%, probably a bit higher, down the road to the Anami plant for toll treating. And we expect we'll be able to generate, while we're drilling and doing our work, $2 to $3 million in US dollar terms per year net, which will fund our drilling. And the reason I talked about Northern Star and where they started is we want assets now which can generate cash early, because it's getting harder and harder to raise money. A lot of people in the red and they're pretty well annoyed. And so if we can start generating a bit of cash flow, that gets our drilling funded, it gets some geophysics done at Tama Atacama and so on. But putting all that aside, this copper project is actually a really good project. It's got 15 kilometres of strike. And along that strike, we've got these high-grade rock chips, and there's a lot of old artisanal or small-scale mining all the way through it. And with strike, you commonly get depth. So we expect to get some really good geophysics hits, which will be followed up by some really good drilling hits if all goes well. And so we expect to be a up-and-coming copper producer with some great lithium assets. So that's about it for me. So just to recap, we've got a market cap of $10 million. Eramet, the French mining company, paid $150 million for land similar to ours in Tama Atacama, not quite next door, but close enough. So that's 15 times our market cap. We've got a copper project where we think we can generate some revenue from the oxides while we're drilling and doing our feasibility. And in Thailand, we've got a lithium project which is under MOU with a big Thai chemical company, and they're, as I've stated publicly, they're looking at the project now, and at some point we expect them to come in with some sort of joint venture proposal, them and a Chinese lithium processor. So that's the project in short. I hope you like what you hear, and I'll leave it there. Thank you.